Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going on a journey through time, exploring something that's deeply ingrained in all of us: celebration. We often think of celebrations as parties, birthdays, or holidays. But the need to celebrate is much older, much more primal, and far more diverse than we might initially imagine. We're going to dig into the evolution of human celebration, looking at its origins, its transformations, and its incredible variety. Think of this as a historical party, one where the dress code is curiosity. If you're excited to dive into the past and explore how we celebrate today, hit that like button. So, where do we even begin? Well, the earliest forms of celebration are inextricably linked to survival. Imagine our ancient ancestors, living a precarious existence. A successful hunt meant survival for the tribe, a time of abundance after a period of scarcity. This wasn't just a meal, it was a triumph. And triumphs, naturally, deserve recognition. We see evidence of this in cave paintings depicting successful hunts, perhaps accompanied by ritualistic dances and storytelling. These weren't just documenting the event, they were reliving it, celebrating it, and reinforcing the importance of cooperation for future success. Think about it. Early humans didn't have calendars or clocks as we know them. Their lives were dictated by the natural world. The changing seasons were huge events. The arrival of spring, after a long, harsh winter, was cause for massive celebration. It signaled the return of life, the renewal of hope, and the promise of abundance. These seasonal celebrations were often tied to agricultural cycles, marking planting and harvest times. They were vital for ensuring the community worked together to survive. These early celebrations often involved ritualistic practices. These weren't just random acts. They were carefully constructed ceremonies designed to connect with the spiritual world, to appease the gods, and to ensure continued blessings. Think of ancient harvest festivals, where offerings were made to ensure a bountiful crop the following year. These rituals were a way of expressing gratitude, seeking protection, and reinforcing the community's relationship with the natural and supernatural forces around them. As societies became more complex, so did their celebrations. The rise of agriculture led to settled communities, and with that came the development of more elaborate social structures. Rulers emerged, and their power needed to be legitimized. Celebrations became a tool for demonstrating and reinforcing that power. Think of the elaborate coronations of ancient kings and queens. These weren't just ceremonies. They were carefully orchestrated performances designed to inspire awe and obedience. Religious beliefs played a massive role in shaping celebrations throughout history. Many of our modern holidays have their roots in ancient religious festivals. Think of Christmas, which evolved from earlier winter solstice celebrations, or Easter, which is connected to spring fertility rituals. These religious celebrations provided a framework for understanding the world, reinforcing moral codes, and bringing communities together under a shared belief system. They added a deeper spiritual dimension to the act of celebration. The ancient Greeks were masters of celebration. They had festivals dedicated to almost every god and goddess, each with its unique rituals, music, and performances. The Olympic Games, originally a religious festival dedicated to Zeus, is a prime example of how celebration could combine athleticism, religion, and community spirit. These festivals were not just about honoring the gods. They were about celebrating life, human potential, and the power of community. What's your favorite thing about the Olympics, past or present? Let us know in the comments below. The Romans also loved a good celebration. They were known for their elaborate feasts, gladiatorial contests, and public games. Their celebrations were often tied to military victories, political events, and the glorification of the Roman Empire. While some of their celebrations could be quite brutal, they were also incredibly effective at uniting the population and fostering a sense of national pride. They understood the power of spectacle and the importance of providing entertainment for the masses. Moving into the medieval period, celebrations became heavily influenced by the Christian Church. Many pagan festivals were adapted and Christianized, blending old traditions with new religious meanings. Christmas, as we mentioned earlier, became a major holiday, as did Easter and other religious feasts. These celebrations provided a sense of stability and hope during a time of great social and political upheaval. The Church played a central role in shaping the cultural landscape and influencing how people celebrated. But it wasn't all church bells and hymns. Folk traditions and local customs continued to thrive alongside religious celebrations. These included May Day festivals, harvest celebrations, and various forms of folk music and dance. These traditions often reflected the agricultural cycles and the everyday lives of ordinary people. They provided a way for communities to express their identity, celebrate their heritage, and maintain a connection to the land. The Renaissance brought a renewed interest in classical art, literature, and culture, and this also influenced the way people celebrated. Elaborate banquets, theatrical performances, and masquerade balls became popular among the wealthy elite. These celebrations were often extravagant displays of wealth and power, reflecting the spirit of innovation and creativity that characterized the Renaissance. They were a way of showcasing artistic talent, celebrating human achievement, and indulging in the pleasures of life. The Reformation brought significant changes to religious practices, and this also impacted celebrations. Protestant reformers often criticized the extravagance and perceived excesses of Catholic celebrations, advocating for simpler, more austere forms of worship. This led to a decline in some traditional festivals and a shift towards more personal and private forms of celebration. The Reformation highlighted the tension between religious authority and individual expression. The Age of Exploration brought new cultures and traditions into contact with each other, leading to a fascinating exchange of celebratory practices. European explorers encountered new foods, music, and rituals in the Americas, Asia, and Africa, and these influences gradually made their way back to Europe. This cultural exchange enriched and diversified the tapestry of human celebration, leading to new hybrid forms of festivals and traditions. The Industrial Revolution transformed society in profound ways, and this also had a significant impact on celebrations. The rise of factories and cities led to new forms of work and leisure, and people began to celebrate in different ways. The invention of new technologies, such as the printing press and the telegraph, allowed for the mass production and dissemination of information, leading to the standardization of some celebrations. Think about the rise of national holidays. As nation-states consolidated their power, they sought to create a sense of national identity and unity through shared celebrations. Independence Days, national anthems, and patriotic parades became common features of modern life. These celebrations were designed to foster a sense of belonging, loyalty, and pride in one's country. It's fascinating how a feeling can be cultivated through common ritual. The 20th century saw a proliferation of new forms of celebration, driven by technological advancements and cultural shifts. The invention of radio and television allowed for mass communication and the widespread sharing of celebratory events. The rise of popular music and film created new forms of entertainment and cultural expression, which were often incorporated into celebrations. Consider the rise of birthday parties as a major cultural phenomenon. While birthdays have been celebrated for centuries, the modern birthday party, with its cake, presents, and themed decorations, is a relatively recent invention. The birthday party has become a central ritual in many cultures, celebrating individual life and personal milestones. It's a really interesting way to mark the passage of time for a single person. And what about the influence of globalization? The internet and social media have connected people from all over the world. leading to a rapid exchange of cultural practices and celebratory traditions. We now have access to celebrations from every corner of the globe, and this has led to a greater appreciation for cultural diversity and a willingness to experiment with new forms of celebration. Today, we celebrate everything from personal milestones like graduations and weddings to sporting events and artistic achievements. There seems to be no limit to what we can find a reason to celebrate. We live in a culture that values happiness and success, and celebration has become a way of expressing these values. Do you like learning about history and culture? If so, then be sure to subscribe. But is there a downside to all this celebration? Some critics argue that we've become too focused on external validation and material possessions, and that our celebrations have become shallow and superficial. Others worry about the commercialization of holidays and the pressure to conform to certain societal expectations. It's important to consider these critiques and to think critically about the meaning and purpose of our celebrations. Despite these concerns, the need to celebrate remains a fundamental human impulse. It's a way of expressing joy, gratitude, and connection. It's a way of marking important milestones, reinforcing social bonds, and creating shared memories. Even in the face of challenges and adversity, celebration can provide a sense of hope, resilience, and community. Think about how celebrations can be a powerful tool for social change. Protests, demonstrations, and rallies can be seen as a form of celebration, a celebration of resistance, solidarity, and the pursuit of justice. These events can bring people together, raise awareness about important issues, and inspire action. Sometimes celebration is about more than just fun. The way we celebrate also reflects our values. Are we celebrating individual achievement or collective success? Are we celebrating material wealth or spiritual fulfillment? Are we celebrating tradition or innovation? By paying attention to the way we celebrate, we can gain insights into our own beliefs and priorities. Looking ahead, it's likely that celebrations will continue to evolve in response to technological advancements, cultural shifts, and global challenges. We may see the rise of virtual celebrations, augmented reality experiences, and personalized rituals. The possibilities are endless. How do you think celebration will evolve over the next 10 years? Chime in below. It's fascinating to consider how different cultures approach celebration. Some cultures emphasize communal feasting and collective rituals, while others prioritize individual expression and personal reflection. By studying these diverse approaches, we can learn valuable lessons about the different ways of experiencing joy, connection, and meaning in life. Ultimately, the evolution of human celebration is a story about our shared humanity. It's a story about our need to connect with each other, to express ourselves, and to find meaning in the world around us. It's a story that continues to unfold, and we all have a role to play in shaping its future. So, as you go about your day, take a moment to reflect on the celebrations in your own life. What do you celebrate? How do you celebrate? And why do you celebrate? By asking these questions, you can gain a deeper understanding of yourself, your community, and the world around you. Let's remember that celebration isn't just about grand gestures or elaborate parties. It's about finding joy in the everyday moments, expressing gratitude for the blessings in our lives, and connecting with the people we care about. It's about finding reasons to smile, to laugh, and to appreciate the beauty and wonder of the world. And that, in a nutshell, is the evolution of human celebration. From ancient rituals to modern-day parties, the need to celebrate is a fundamental part of what makes us human. It connects us to our past, strengthens our present, and inspires our future. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time and culture. I hope you found this exploration of the evolution of human celebration insightful and thought-provoking. Remember to embrace the spirit of celebration in your own life and to find joy in the everyday moments. It's all part of the great human story. Be curious. Think oddly.